I posted some long sets. Dude, it's real demon hours out here in the Strive YouTube comments. I'm like playing against Otashi. I'm like, yeah, Nago's really good at this. So I got to play around it by doing this. I'm like, you know, his mid-range is really good. His 2S is really good. I can't contest it with like Fafnir or Vortex. I got to just sit here and wait for a bigger whiff to do something about it because his grounded buttons are really good. So many people get pissed. Like, why is Sajam spending so much time talking about the strengths of the character he's fighting against? I talk a lot about character strength when I'm problem solving to come up with new ways to beat them. So X thing is good, this is good, that's good. I got to come up with a solution to that. I don't think I should challenge because this is good. To present to you that there is an obstacle, this is a strong thing you got to play around. So because I'm playing around it, I got to do this. You notice how I also say, yeah, Soul can beat that by doing this. When this happens and it whiffs, I'll whiff punish it with 6H. I can beat it with 6H. I am telling you the issue at hand and what I'm going to do to solve it. That's how this works. I don't know how to break it to you. If you don't have an internet connection, Strive is not in the 1.0 version of the game. A lot of characters have way different stuff. A lot of their matchups have changed to be better or worse or whatever, different. And a lot of them have gotten much better. Nagoriyuki is so good. If you say like Ram is good or like Mei is good or like any other character that's good, like Leo, they're all like, yeah, that character's good. If you say Nago is good, they all freak the fuck out. Even though he was good in 1.0. I want to bring you back a few months ago to when Soul Bad Guy was talked about and people said Soul is broken. Any brainless human with no brain cells could just play this character and beat anybody all the time. No human on the planet could lose with this character. It's the strongest fighting game character of all time. They need to nerf this character to the ground, remove all his buttons, make far/not plus, make his damage half, make Fafnir negative on block. All these things that everybody said. I say this character has a good button, and everybody's pissed that I'm talking about him having a good button. When Soul was as good as he was the best character in the game, in the first version of the game. All I did was say Soul is the best character in the game, absolutely. However, this thing you said here about this is not true, and everybody freaked out. I had to spend every waking second calling him the best character in the game. In this version, all I do is say this move is good, and everybody's like, how dare you say this move is good? Oh my god, blah, blah. There is like no concept that the complaints that are being made are very clear and have like a point to them rather than just mindless complaints. I'm not asking for everything to get nerfed. I'm not asking for everything to change or whatever. I'm just telling you what's good. And all I will say is I wish you all had that energy. Every version of the game, no matter what the version is, will have some strong character that is going to be fucked up to deal with. That is the reality of the situation. So you have to just accept it and fight for your fucking lives. You and I do not control the balance of the game. It doesn't matter what you want. This character exists, and you have to come up with a strategy to beat them. I have a great strategy to deal with Nago. What are you going to do?
Giovanna 2D should guard Crush.
Hell no, it shouldn't. Thanks very much for the 5 smackaroos, though. I have a very good strategy to deal with Nagoriyuki. That character is fucking hard to fight against. And so I'm coming up with a strategy to beat him, and that's all I can do. Did you all do that when Soul was the best character? When Soul was cheap, and he still is cheap, don't get me wrong, but when he was the best character in the game, did you sit there and really think, how do I strategize and defeat this character? Or did you just say, fuck this, this character's stupid, there's nothing I can do? I know how to fight the character that I am upset about, and I don't want him or care if he's changed. Because whether they buff him or they nerf him, I don't care. And I will tell you that the same YouTube commenters who type dumb shit about Nago being whack now are the same people who typed in my YouTube comments and said, every time I see a Soul player, I dodge them and I don't play them, and I hope all Soul players fucking die and all this dumb shit. You can see their YouTube comment history. It's just a complete unawareness of their own words, actions, thoughts in relation to character strength in fighting games. There will always be strong characters that you just have to deal with. I don't know how to break it to you. You make him sound so fucked up, though. He is. That is uncontestable. What did I say in that set besides the character is good? And that Pop is stupid. Pop is so stupid. The reason it's a problem is that people act like it's incredibly debilitating. And that is untrue. If you do not see Nagoriyuki popping on block for -7 and then having burst and then like punishes for most character being whatever after, and then him getting chain shift mask on freeze frame, and then having 0 blood after to restart pressure when he can one-shot you either in the pressure before that or in the pressure now, as not that debilitating of a debuff, I don't think you understand the strengths of the character or the game. And that's fine, but you're wrong. And sometimes you die when you pop. But as a mechanic, a negative, debilitating debuff for the strengths of the character, nah, pop up close is so good. Every Nago player that complains about that shit is unable to Fukyo forward while they pop. That's all I can say. Genuinely, with no meter. A lot of times you don't have meter when you're defending against Nagoriyuki. You're spending all your bar to try not to die. You should look at your character's punish on pop. Point blank, best case scenario. Most characters are 5k 2D'ing, 2k 2D'ing, 5p, 6p, nothing. If Nago is in Blood Rage in neutral, you don't challenge him. You can't, or you die. He actually is incredibly fucked up in Blood Rage. He does 2s 5h super and it does 80%. You just have to sit there and he does 5h and chips you for half-life. He puts his mask back on and then he does clone Fukyo and then now he's in. Yeah, I also talked about how good his defense was and like how tanky and durable he is, and they were like, he doesn't even have a DP. Nago on defense is so bad. I was like, you actually do not play the game well enough to break that down. I'm sorry to tell you. Nago's defense is very good. But again, I don't care that much. I know how to fight the character. But these are the facts of the character. Like, these are true things about the character. And, like, people do not accept that as reality. It's like, somebody in my chat earlier was like, yeah, Nago, he's pretty good now, actually. He's, like, maybe mid-tier or upper mid-tier. Like, these people exist. People type shit like that. I didn't say anything when he typed it in the chat because I didn't want people to flame you. Like, I want to flame you for typing that. But... yeah, that is an absurd thing to type. That is absolute malarkey. He's a very strong character. There's no doubt about that, which is fine. Again, it's just like, people pretending he's not is very weird. I know. I went and played Nago in 1.0 and I was like, this character is fucking good. And everybody was giving me props and I was like, guys, I don't even know how to play this character. And I'm just exploding people without looking at the screen. I actually was a genius. I stopped playing Soul in 1.0 to go play Nago, which was genius because I was actually playing a character that was almost as strong as Soul, and everybody thought I was playing a low tier character. And I did it again with Gold Lewis last patch. In the last version of the game, I'm going to be quite honest. I think Gold Lewis, the only matchups I thought were bad, Axel, Leo, and Eno. Ram is maybe, yeah, Ram maybe. I thought it was really bad when I first learned him, but over time, it wasn't as bad at IMO. I felt that way about Geo as well. Gold Lewis was so good in the last version of the game. RIP though. FD change. Deb was playing Hotashi and someone in Hotashi's chat was like, you know, this idiot Sajam said that Soul has to play against Nago defensively. What a fucking moron. Why would he even say such a thing? Meanwhile, Hotashi is playing Deb. Where do you think the ideas about playing the Nago matchup defensively come from? Like, who do you think I'm brainstorming with on how to defeat Nagoriyuki? What do you think Deb's doing on the screen while this guy is trying to flame me in the chat? Dumbass Sajam, he doesn't know how to. All he did is go even with the best Nagoriyuki player in the US that won EVO. What an idiot. He doesn't know how to fight against this character. Like, people are so confident. Just like make some shit up, right? Soul has bad energy. This 5k doesn't work. Like, just make some shit up and like hope everybody believes you. Like, no.